This is Deborah Jean Templin and Tina Elg.
This is an excerpt, because Michael is an actor, excerpt from actors talking about acting. The interview. What lured you into the theater?
I haven't the vaguest idea. I was 7 when Maureen O'Sullivan said, "What are you going to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I'm going to be an actress." I don't know why. I like dressing up, I think.
As simple as that.
Absolutely.
Does French training differ? What special qualities does it have?
Well, I think it helps enormously in diction, mostly. You know, English people don't have a very good diction on the whole. I don't think I can learn another language, but in France you have to pronounce very particularly and very clearly. I think any classical training in a theater is of enormous value.
How long did you train at the academy? Did you complete the course?
No. I was in Italy only 6 months. Then I got married, and I went back after I was married and stayed there until I was going to have a child.
There's a story that says you exacted a promise from your first husband that you should be permitted to continue your career in the theater.
Well, I don't think I was as severe as that. Anyway, he was perfectly delighted that I should go on with it. He was a very good critic and very helpful to me in every possible way.
What is it that you found so satisfying in the theater?
I think just making people laugh and making them understand things like that.
Like that.
Thank you, Dinah.
This moment, this minute, and each second in it will leave a glow upon the sky. And as time goes by, it will never die. This will be my shining hour, calm and happy and bright. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the lights of home before me, or an angel watching on me. This will be my shining hour till I'm with you again. This minute and each second in it. This will be my shining hour, calm and happy and bright. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the lights of home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour till I'm with you
my shining hour till I'm with you again. Till I'm with you
Quick question, is Dominique, Danielle here? Hi, do you need to play a CD? We're working out sound issues on the spot. Like I said, it's all sort of off the cuff here. So you're gonna work that out? Beautiful. Next up we're gonna have Georgia Osborne.
I had chosen something to sing, and Skip worked many hours to play this song for me. We rehearsed, and I had doubts along the way whether this would be the right thing to sing. And overnight, the Spirit moved me, and I decided not to sing what I had rehearsed. And I called this morning, and I'm so sorry to have done that to you, Skip. And so Paul Greenwood was here helping us set up, and I said, hey, do you know this? And he said, yeah. So we'll find a key, we'll sing it, and if you're so moved to join us, please do. So let's see, give me a, yes, sure. Let me see. But also let me say that Michael has been a father figure to me. My dad died when I was 13, and Michael, for the last 20 years, was very important and guiding and comforting and joking and flirting. And, and it's a joy to be part of this. Okay. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. All through the night, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna let it shine. All through the night, I'm gonna let it shine. All through the night.
party. Woo! Next up, Charlie Sasser would like to say a few words. And here he is.
Hey, Charlie. I know you've heard enough from me today, but in everything that we have said about Wally Michael, we have not heard anything from him. I will try now to read what he wrote to me 25 years ago this week. I do not know the circumstances in which he wrote. This is dated February the 22nd, 1981, a Sunday. Dear Charles, if in friendship it is not the number of friends but the quality of the relationship that counts, then in you I have all that matters. If in friendship it is not the doing together so much as the being together that counts, then in you I have all that matters. If in friendship it is not so much the giving as it is the sharing that counts, then in you I have all that matters. And if in friendship it is not so much the helping, but the caring that counts, then in you I have all that matters. Thank you for such a priceless gift, Wally.
And following that, Jen Waldman and Stacy Morgan Lewis. Surprise!
Before we sing this, I just want to say that there are many of us here today, and some who sang for you earlier and who spoke for you earlier, who represent our little Titanic family. And we've been together now for about almost 20 years and sharing so many joyous moments and so many painful moments. And it was such an honor to be asked to sing something not from Titanic. But to kind of speak for our company. And in our email exchanges in preparing for this day, somebody referred to Michael as everybody's dad, and that is how we see him. Thank you. Yeah.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are
So, moving right along is Anthony T. Solano.
Good afternoon, beautiful. You too, and then everybody, how are you guys? Hi. You're always prepared. You always plan. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna study this, and then you come up here and you're thinking about this clown, this silly guy. I'm gonna do a quick piece, my first Shakespeare piece. He helped me learn it, and I was so afraid at first. I've been working with Coach Say for a couple years now. It's my acting coach, and one of the great things he did, he produced a beautiful, just, yes. And he helped me overcome it. I was so afraid of Shakespeare, and it was very powerful. I also had a quick joke about his name being Michel, and if we were in French, we'd be calling him Michel. He apparently has 39 names, so it's like, the joke doesn't work. But we will be grabbing lunch this next week or two. I got so much love for you. Here it is from the Taming of the Shrew, Petruchio. Thus have I politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to win successfully. My falcon now is sharp and passing empty until she stoop. She must not be full gorged, for then she never looks upon her lord. Another way I have to man my haggard, to make her come and know her keeper's call. That is, to watch her as we watch these kites that bait and beat and will not be obedient. She ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. As with the meat, some undeserved faults I'll find of the making of the bed, and here I'll fling the pillows, there the bolster this way, the sheets, another way the coverlet's eye. And amid this hurly I intend that all is done in reverent care of her. And in conclusion, if she chance to nod, I'll rail and brawl, and with the clamor keep her still awake. This is how to kill a wife with kindness. He who knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak. Just charity to show.
All right. It was a waste of 20 minutes because it would always start with like, oh, how you doing today? Good, how are you? Well, let me tell you. When I was 5, and then when I was in the service, and then when I was teaching, and it always ended like, and that's why I'm having vanilla ice cream today. But he could never tell the story by himself. It was always like, oh yes, and then I met my friend Charlie. Oh no, that wasn't Peggy. Oh no, it wasn't Charlie, it was Mike. Oh, that's right, it was Mike. He couldn't tell the story correctly unless Peggy was his memory. And I will always take that with me. And I will always remember, as ever I walk past the little pie company, Michael with his pencil and Michael with his stories. Next we have a little bit of a unique moment. Dominique, Danielle, and Amilcar, Javier.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Dominique and this is Amilcar, and we are lucky enough to work with Shay at Humanities Studios. We're also extremely lucky to work with Michael. And so when Shay told us that he wanted people to perform, I immediately started working on something. We couldn't rehearse it half as much as we would have liked to, but poor Amilcar stayed up all night with me as I taught him the steps. So we're going to try and perform it for you.
No pressure. Just tell me a little bit. Improvising sound, so it may not be perfect. just think if he hadn't found his phone, we wouldn't have been able to see him. Oh, cards go. We need to, can we get the piano back? Thanks. The other thing I remember on Michael is his hands. Whenever you shook his hand, he had these gnarled sort of workman's hands. I never asked him about it, because frankly I thought it would have been rude, but another thing that I always remember about him is his handshake. He never flinched, never sort of was embarrassed by it, just threw his hand out, but he had those hands. So next up is Jeannie. Lehman, not Lehman.
Hello, everyone. Well, I know of the loss, and I'm going to sing a song in memory of those we have lost, but also for those who remain, and it reflects the sentiments of many expressed here today. One friend, one heart to lean upon, makes life a sweeter thing as it goes by. One friend with whom to laugh a bit, one shoulder always there on which to cry. This world holds prizes by the score, but I don't covet them, for I have something so much more. Someone who chides me when I'm foolish, who wills me to be wise, who has the strange ability to see things through my eyes, who loves me without self and without end. I have the dearest prize of all, one friend. This world may keep its stores of gold. I have too rare a treasure ever to be bought or sold. I have a smile to light the shadows, a voice to still the fears, a hand to reassure me if I falter through the years, an ear that someone lovingly will lend. I have the dearest gold of all, one friend.
Next up will be Maureen Silliman and Bill Perry.
Well, like a number of people here today, I first met Michael in the national tour of Titanic. And before long, not surprisingly, Maureen and Peggy became fast friends. And then when, you know how it goes, you You do a show, you make some connections, and then the show is over, and you move on into the flow of your life, with some exceptions. And over the past 18 years, Maureen and I are most fortunate that Peggy and Michael have let us feel a part of their extraordinary family. They're one of those rare couples who actually make your relationship better by watching how they do it. It's a blessing, indeed.
When I was very young, I had to write this down in case I can't do it, then Bill will read it. When I was very young, I watched all these movies and TV shows, and there were all these great dads. There was Gary Cooper and Gregory Peck and Henry Fonda, Jimmy Stewart, and they all helped their families learn about life and love. But in recent years, we've kind of been told that that was just a myth and that nobody could ever be that good, and we shouldn't expect it of anyone. But we knew Michael Schell, and he was that great dad and friend to all of us. He set the example, he raised the bar for all of us, and he was real. When Michael and Peggy moved to New York, it was to pursue a dream, and they made a home for themselves in New York, but not just for themselves, for all of us. How many times have we gathered in their apartment to celebrate something? And when times were more difficult, you always felt you could go to Michael and Peggy for support. They wouldn't necessarily solve your problems, although they often had some really good ideas, like who to vote for. But they would always listen, and they would listen with such love, even when they thought you were crazy or wrong. Michael was a brilliant actor and singer, and he was also a teacher. And so Bill and I have made a donation to honor Michael to the education department of the Two River Theater, so that this summer some young person can pursue their own dream of working in the theater. And we hope to make this an annual gift.
The other show, besides Titanic, that Michael and I had in common was Camelot. Now, as you know, at the spry age of 50, he and Peggy had the courage to leave his distinguished teaching position to try his hand professionally in New York at one of the great passions in his life since maybe the age of 6, singing and acting. If I had known him then, I would have tried to talk him out of it. But I would have been wrong. To be sure, Michael and I, well, he had a beautiful voice, a richly resonant and touching baritone. During Titanic, I loved standing just off stage and watching him sing that gorgeous duet with Tina Elk. And on Tales and Lullabies, that wonderfully magical collection that he and Peggy and Shay put together. But it takes remarkable courage to make a life change like that. And he had that in abundance, along with a shimmering belief in the inherent goodness of people, the instinct to reach out and help those around him, to do all in his power to look after the well-being of his family, and by example to lift the spirits of those he touched, whether through his considerable artistic talents, his teaching, his nurturing and love for Shay and Kim and beloved Michael, and great and grand and great grandchildren. And of course is the welcoming mayor of 42nd Street. Certainly he's the best public official this city has seen in a long time. It is not surprising that he fell in love with Camelot. Upon arriving in the city in 1985, the national tour was one of his first jobs, and he went on as Merlin many times opposite Richard Harris. Now, I know. Unlike most actors, Michael was not prone to self-promotion. But his eyes would just light up as he told me that Harris said that he was his favorite Merlin. Well, I had worked with Richard Harris about 3 years before on the same tour. He was a large persona and quintessentially Irish, and on a good day, great fun to be around. But I never knew him to pass out compliments easily. But I'm certainly not surprised. If ever a man was typecast to to pass out sage advice on living, and here and there cast a magic spell along the way with that twinkle in his eye. It was Michael Schell. He and I spent many an evening talking about Camelot and the magic that show had for us. We often talked about the final scene, and he told me how much he loved listening to it every night. He loved what it had to say. So, if I may, as a tribute to Michael, my dear friend, I'd like to do it. So the sun is about to rise as Arthur is standing in front of his tent and about to go into battle, and all is lost. Everything he has worked for, believed in, struggled to create, it's about to be destroyed. He has just said a crushing final goodbye to his best friend, Lancelot, and Guinevere, the woman he loves. As the scene unfolds, King Pellinore will arrive to get Arthur ready for battle, but there's a rustling behind the tent, and Arthur says, "Who's there? Come out, I say." A small boy appears. He says, "Forgive me, Your Majesty, I was searching for the Sergeant of Arms and I got lost. I didn't wish to disturb you." "Well, who are you, boy? Where did you come from? You ought to be in bed. Are you a page?" He says, "No, I stowed away on one of your boats, Your Majesty. I came to fight for the Round Table. I'm very good with the bow." "And you think you will kill people with this bow of yours?" "Oh, yes, my lord, a great many, I hope." "Well, suppose they kill you?" "Well, then I shall be dead, my lord, and I don't intend to be dead. I intend to be a knight." "A knight?" "Yes, my lord, of the Round Table." "When did you decide upon this non-existent career of yours?" "Well, my lord, I only know of them from the stories people tell. And from the stories people tell, you wish to be a knight. Well, what do you think you know of the knights and the Round Table?" "Oh, I know everything, my lord. Might for right, right for right, justice for all, a round table where all the knights would sit. Everything." "Come here, my boy. Tell me your name." "It is Tom, my lord." "And where are you from?" "I'm from Warwick, my lord." "Then listen to me, Tom of Warwick. You must not fight in the battle. You hear? You will run behind the lines and hide in a tent till it is over. Then you will return to your home in England alive, to grow up and grow old. Do you understand? And for as long as you live, you will remember what I, the king, tell you, and you will do as I command. Each evening, from December to December, before you drift to sleep upon your cot, think back on all the tales that you remember of Camelot. Ask every person if he's heard the story, and tell it strong and clear if he has not, that once there was a fleeting wisp of glory called Camelot. Camelot, Camelot. Now say it out with love and joy. Yes, Camelot, my boy, where once it never rained till after sundown. By 8 a.m. the morning fog had flown. Don't let it be forgot that once there was a spot for one brief shining moment that was known as Camelot. Give me the sword, Pellinore. Kneel, Tom, kneel. With this sword Excalibur, I knight you Sir Tom of Warwick, and I command you to return home and carry out my orders. Oh, battle to fight, Pele, no. No, I have won my battle. Here is my victory. What we did will be remembered, Pele, you'll see. Now run, Sir Tom. Behind the lines. He's one of what we all are, Pele. Less than a drop in the great blue motion of the sunlit sea. but some of them seem to sparkle, Pele. Some of them do sparkle. Run, boy! Run, boy!
One of Michael's wishes was that he wanted anybody who wanted to come up and say something, or anybody who wanted to come up and perform, to do so. So at this point, if anybody has a story or wants to talk at all, as an inspired to do so from what you've seen today, or come on up, and if not, that's cool too, but is there anybody out there that wants to say anything? I guess a rounding no. A rounding no. I will tell one last story, and you can turn on the slide projector then too, because that's how we'll end it. It's a hard story for me to tell because it's... Maybe I'll get